Welcome back to Barry Island Books and Art for another episode of the Bayside Book Chat. We are in season 2 and we're calling this episode 2.5, a little mini Memorial Day episode, not a full episode. We'll get back to a full episode next time when we get back to the classics, where we had some, we're gonna have some book reports and a follow up on the top 24 classics and some trivia. But we're just going to do a little Memorial Day one here. We're trying to get ready for Memorial Day weekend. We're going to fill you in with some things that are happening in the store. For those of you who had a hard time finding the last episode on Facebook, we just reposted it. It was on YouTube. We had a hard time getting it on Facebook, but now you should be able to. This week, we're going to do a little thing about Memorial Day, and we're going to talk about some things that are coming into the shop, which include some things that my wife has been working on, and we're going to share those now. So here at Barry Island Books, we are primarily a used bookstore, but I've got a neat book in my hand. This is put together by my wife for the Chamber of Commerce, and you can come pick one up here or in many stores in Stone Harbor or at the Chamber of Commerce office. But this is the official Stone Harbor Vacation Guide 2001, The Seashore at its Best, and this is a book that is a reference book for all the things that are happening in Stone Harbor for this year, the events, of course some of them to be determined. When they put the book together, it was a very challenging year with the schedule, not knowing what was going to happen with COVID. But this is a great guide for all things Stone Harbor, the events, and all the stores that participate with the Chamber of Commerce have their ads in here, including my regular job, Hoy's Five and Dime, oddly enough, is right next to Barrier Island Books and Art, right here in an ad in here. And so the Chamber Guide is out. Get it where you can, and we'd be happy to give you one here. We're now open 7 days a week. We have started the summer season. We're open 7 days a week. And if you saw it on our Instagram, you'll know that we are now doing the 2021 7-mile beach tide chart for all you fishermen, surfers, and water skiers, and anything relating to do with the water. We have taken over the Smuggler's Cove famous tide chart. We put a little thanks for the memory Smuggler's Cove on there. We talked about this before. We did a little ad with the Small Craft Advisory as well, and that is passed around town. And another thing we have in the bookstore is a fundraiser for some local musicians that my wife has been involved in, called Songs from the Barn. So the Songs from the Barn CD is here. And last but not least, we are proud to announce that both Barrier Island Books and Art and Hoy's Five and Dime will be carrying a 18-month calendar that is called Barrier Island Beauty, which is mostly with some friends of my wife, and including one from me, and like I said, some friends of Marnie, but mostly her photography that is mostly nature shots of 7 Mile Island, called Barrier Island Beauty. And that calendar will be coming out within a matter of days. We can't wait for it to get here. Not here yet, coming shortly. And I think Parker will be able to pull some photos that my wife has as some proofs to show you what it's going to look like. So here at Barrier Island Books, we're also excited to announce some other books and CDs that we have. And the first up is Today is a Beach Day, a children's book. A lady came in who was very kind. Her name is Nancy, and I apologize for, I don't know how to pronounce it. I should have asked her. Viau is the spelling of the last name. And she was a kind lady who spent 50 years on this island, and she has a wonderful illustrated children's book called Today is a Beach Day. And we'll be doing a book signing and some social media on this book in the future, but we do have some copies available now. And Next up, we have another local author, a Cape May County gentleman named Edmund J. Cubbage, who put out a book that's had a little bit of local publicity. He approached me, and we've been carrying his book, and we sold a few copies. Just a Kid from Swamp Doodle to Vietnam, a collection of short stories of soldiers and events from my time in the service in years serving my country in Vietnam. And we have that in our bookstore now. And we have from my wife Marnie's uncle Brian Flynn an assortment of items. Brian Flynn is an accomplished musician, and he has a CD out called Campobello Sky, which has a lot of songs that have a nautical flair to them, sea shanty type songs. It's a wonderful CD. He is known to bring his guitar down to the Mad Batter open mic night in Cape May and gets a strong response there. He and his wife take some great nautical photography, and they make greeting cards, very nice greeting cards that they have, and we have those in the store. And then Uncle Brian also writes books with some wisdom. The Voices of Stones on Loss and Hope, The Voices of Fishermen on Superstitions, and The Wisdom of Stones. And these books have always been and will always be available here at Barry Island Bookstore. So as mentioned before, we are not going to talk tonight about classics, and I'm not going to do my little thing where I talk about current events from 10,000 feet and some of my viewpoints on some things and how books relate to those things. We're going to talk about Memorial Day, and Memorial Day was, I guess, first honored maybe May 30th in 1868 in the Arlington Cemetery, 3 years after the Civil War ended. The head of an organization of Union veterans, the Grand Army of the Republic, established Decoration Day as a time for the nation to decorate the graves of the war dead with flowers. And of course, as time moved on during World War I, found itself embroiled in another major conflict. The holiday evolved to commemorate American military personnel who died in all wars. And of course, we all know that all went on to include, World War II, Vietnam War, the Korean War, and the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. So I did pull a couple of books as my mind thought about Memorial Day, and although all the people that Tom Brokaw is talking about his book, The Greatest Generation, did not pass away in the war, some did. He's given homage to a great populace of people who really sacrificed a lot for this country in his book, The Greatest Generation. And then in more recent times, some immigrant families have sacrificed. Khazar Khan, This Is Our Constitution. He wrote a book about our Constitution, Discover America with a Gold Star Father. He lost his son, and he is a Gold Star Father. Khazar Khan, This Is Our Constitution. So if you joined us last year, I think I talked about this a little bit. In retail down here at the Jersey Shore, Memorial Day is a big weekend, and so is July 4th, and so is Labor Day. And they're all different, but in some ways they're the same. It's picnics and holidays and family and the beach and fun. But mentally, Independence Day, for our country and fireworks and a big celebration, and that makes for more joy, fun, and celebration. Labor Day, end of the summer, and again, parties and celebration. To me, Memorial Day should be maybe a little less party and a little bit more thoughtfulness and a little bit more memorial. It was created a long time ago to give thanks and thought and memorialization to the people who had given their lives to our country. And in recent times, with the image of the flag, it has brought some things to my mind, because in all the, on July 4th and Memorial Day, the flag is a strong image. And something that struck me of recent is the use of the flag. I find it disrespectful for all, when I think about Memorial Day, for all the people who fought in all these wars, for what they were to be protecting, to have seen what happened on January 6th when the flag was used against our own Capitol Police officers, and what I truly do believe in a way was an attempted coup. It was to put pressure on changing our vote in our country. I was off that day. I watched it and saw it with my own eyes, and you cannot take that away. It is on film, and I saw a lot of red, white, and blue that day, and it was being misused. And I feel very sorry for the people who have fought and died for this country, for that to have happened. And that's my little 2 bits about that. So on this day, let's all remember that lives of many people from different religions, different races, the Tuskegee Airmen comes to mind, and different political parties are buried in graves not only in Arlington and in this country, but through grave sites throughout the world. Again, people from many religions, races, and political parties have died for this country. It is not for one group of people to rally and push a flag in front of other people and declare patriotism for themselves against others. It is not American. So I've got my red, white, and blue on. Well, I don't know if there's any white, but there's some blue and some red. Well, there's some white. It's on the Budweiser can. So Fred's is right next door. We talked before how last year it was all wine themed. This year it's beer themed. So on a holiday weekend, Budweiser's always been a big American beer, although, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know if Budweiser's owned by an American company anymore. I think a couple years ago, maybe they got bought out. Not sure. My father-in-law is a big Budweiser fan, so for Bob Bevan, here's a big old can of Bud for my college roommate, mate David Jones. He always said Bud-O cans. Here's a big Bud-O can. Hope everybody has a very safe Memorial Day weekend, and let's all keep in mind what we need to. Thank you very much.